cat and I play red. Every so often there's a game that manages to go completely under my radar. So I'm going to assume that this has gone under some of your radars too. So today we're going to have a look at a not often talked about, underrated gem, which is Lions of Lydia. Designed by Johnny Pack, produced by Bellwether Games. Lions of Lydia is probably the most unique take on the bag building genre out there. So let's have a look at how it plays. Lions of Lydia is a bag management and engine building game. As an influential leader, you're going to send merchants out to barter for goods, which will then enable you to build buildings. Each round, you will draw a worker at random from your bag. Place it, take an action, then select a worker and put it back in your bag. So you will always have 4 workers available to you. You'll start with 4 workers, 1 for each different colour representing the 4 types of goods in the game. Your player board shows how many resources of each type you have. At the start of the game, we have none. Player boards are given out at random. Each one has a resource you'll get a bonus for and a building assigned. So in this case, I've got the red board. So if I manage to get all the way up here on the influence track, I'll be able to use red goods, cattle, as essentially wild goods. It also means I start with this building, which will give me a bonus when I place a red worker at the red gate. I'll get an extra cattle. Over the course of the game, you will be buying and upgrading buildings in order to gain points and hopefully win the game. In your turn, you will draw a worker at random from your bag and you would then have a choice of 2 actions. You can either place them at one of the 4 gates or place them at the fountain. Placing a worker at one of the gates will give you resources, and placing at the fountain will allow you to buy and upgrade buildings. So at the moment, I don't have any resources, I can't afford anything, so I'm going to place at a gate. So what would I like? I'm going to place here. So I'll get the resources that are shown here. I get 1 green resource for the green gate, 1 red resource for the red worker, and a yellow resource for the yellow worker there. Don't forget to check your buildings and see if you get any bonuses. In this case, I don't. Once I've done that and gained my resources, I'm going to pick one of the workers in the fountain area to bring and put in my bag. So I'm going to pick the red worker and that goes in my bag, and I finish the turn with 4 workers, albeit a different 4 workers to the ones I started the turn with. If there was a Lydian merchant at this gate when I placed, this would allow me to trade green resources for gold. The same would apply if I'd placed a gold worker there. I'd have to trade all of the green resources I have at 1 for 1 with money. But that didn't happen. That's that. Also, at the end of the turn, if there is a pair of workers of matching colour, these go into the fountain. But again, there wasn't. So I placed my worker, I gained resources, I took a worker. That's the end of my turn. The other ability you can do is to place at the fountain. So I'm going to take a worker at random, green, place at the fountain, which will allow me to build or upgrade buildings. You can buy as many cards as you can afford from one area. So either from here, there, there or there. So I'm going to look at these because they're easier for you guys to see. I'm going to do a little cheaty thing and give myself some resources. So let's have a look at the cards available. I can afford this card. The cost is shown on the top here. So this one is 3 cattle. So pay 3 cattle and move this into my area. I am then going to buy this card, which will cost me 2 wheat and a vase, and take that. Now my influence track only allows me to have 3 cards in my tableau at the moment. So even if I could afford more cards, I couldn't because I can only have 3. Now I've taken those cards into my tableau, I can choose to upgrade them if I want. Now upgrading a card costs the value shown at the top again. Now I don't actually have enough, but let's say I did. To upgrade a card, you simply flip it over. And in this case, it goes from the bonus giving me an extra 1 wheat to the bonus giving me an extra 2 wheat. Also, you'll notice the points at the bottom shown have gone from 3 to 6. So that is buying and upgrading a card. If I were to have bought this gold card here, this Lydian merchant here would have gone into the fountain. I didn't buy the gold card though, I bought other stuff. I need to remember to take the worker from the fountain and pop him in my bag. So always check at the start and the end of your turn that you have 4 workers. Let's go back and have a look at these player boards and building cards. So we have a track for each of the 4 available resources. If at any point you reach 6, you're going to get a bonus. The bonuses are the same for each colour, they're the same every time you get there. You can either move up the influence track, here at the bottom. So if I were to move up 1 here, this Lydian merchant, the gold meeple, comes off the board and goes into the fountain. So I'd be able to take that next turn. Move up to the next spot and I'm going to get 2 coins. Lovely chunky coins. Move up to this spot and I'm going to get 3 coins. Also, these allow you to have more cards in your tableau. So initially I could only have 3, then 5, then 8, then 9. Once you get past this point, you're going to get end game points as shown on the board. And this wildcard bonus we showed you there. The other option, rather than moving on the influence track, is you can upgrade a building. So let's just flip that. And again, you'll see instead of getting 1 extra cattle, I'm going to get 2. And instead of 3 points at the end of the game, I'm going to get 6. There are 3 different types of buildings, and the numbers of these that you have available will depend on the number of players. Here, we're set up for a 2-player game. So we have 2 silver cards, 2 purple cards, and a gold card. The silver cards will give you bonuses for playing meeples at specific gates. So this card, for example, if you place a green worker at a green or yellow gate, you're going to get an extra green resource. Here, place any worker at a green gate, gain an extra resource. Now the purple cards can only be bought with coins. These will give you endgame points. So here, for example, you'd get 3 points for every 2 wheat. However, if you'd managed to upgrade this card over the course of the game, you'd get 6 points for every 2 wheat. The gold cards not only give you access to the gold workers, the Lydia merchants, but will give you bonuses for placing gold workers at specific gates. So these are pretty good, but you need the gold workers to power them. The game will end when one player has a specific number of upgraded buildings in their area. It's 8 in the case of a 2-player game. So I'd need 8 upgraded buildings and that would trigger game end. Then you're going to add up all your points. Handy dandy score pad. So you'd get points for your silver cards, points for your gold cards, points for your purple cards, any points you get from the influence track. If you're the person to end the game, you get to take the rather lovely fountain and you'd get 1 point for each coin you have at the end of the game. Lions of Lydia is quite a simple game. You place a worker, do an action, take a worker back. But don't be fooled. It's also a very clever game. And those are the ones we like. If the base game isn't enough for you, there's not 1, not 2, but 8 mini expansions that come with the game. The artisans act as almost wild meeples. There's chariot racing. There's all sorts. So you can add these to up the game. We really like games like this. It reminds me almost of Majesty for the Realm or Furnace. It's simple and getting that engine running is delightful. It's an absolute joy when everything slots into place. The other thing I have to say, these coins are lovely. You could hear them on camera. I don't know if you can really see, look at them. They're just really nice. The detailing is gorgeous on this. It's a clever game and those are our favourites. It gives you a lot of satisfaction. We like that. Lions of Lydia. It's around now. Obviously, Bellwether Games are a smaller company, so I don't know how available it is. I found this just online local game store. So check it out. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs, subscribe, share it with the game buyer in your group, and then they'll go and buy the game and you don't have to. But if you've watched this video, you'll know how to play it, so you can teach it to them. Yay, win-win. Thanks for watching. Come and say hello on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at iPlayRed. See you next time. Bye.